God, I feel like the president just spoke to us. Like we had like a commanding voice appear saying, "My fellow Americans, make no mistake." Anyways, I'm not as well collected. I'm Sonja. I'm a second-year English major. So far, all the classes that I've taken kind of suggest that my major is better called things that I like. Anyway, I've kind of recently come to the conclusion that I was actually a lot better at painting my nails when I was like 6 than I am now. Who knows? My first poem is called Please Remember to Draw It in Pen. He trims his fingernails to rake the leaves, absurdly willing to later call the tailor for a mend, but instead he stacked them into a game of solitaire. Usually one must crouch under the table and bow to luck. Instead he slices the protruding nails halfway, tosses them aside with the hope to combat the imminent snow. Draw a circle for me with red nail lacquer. Bitch red, he insulted the ethyl acetate aroma. You know I'm appalled by synthetics. I ran away with that nail brush this morning to tap the leaves into an unintentional order, if only so that the impending snow watches the nail polish circle. I kind of have this like morbid obsession with prostitutes and stories about prostitutes, so I mean, make of that what you will. And since it's kind of like impossible to disassociate prostitutes in like 19th century France, I decided to call this poem Marianne, which is kind of this nationalist symbol in France, and Marianne is kind of a power-inducing symbol. The rays sliver through. He said 32 times makes a habit, so tomorrow will mark the 37th. She hides her basket in the amaryllis patch, chooses berries in correspondence with Sunday when her braided hair unravels. Madame lurks their daily shot of frankincense and requires 8 daily berry retrievals, but the hem of her chemise pauses progress. She said that Monday the 28th was her own holiday. Today I will revel in the accident of choice and share ginger near my only window. Tomorrow or Thursday she will return and reconsider. The next 32 days will not be a voluntary recycling. She'll never see Madame again. A lot of times I like to write when I feel like I have to respond to some other story or piece of literature. Recently I read Chekhov's story, Lady with a Lapdog, which is kind of about love that shows up in the wrong place at the wrong time. And another story that my mom used to always read to me every Christmas was a Russian folktale about Babushka, who is a lonely villager who pretty much only concerns herself with gardening and cleaning. And one day the 3 wise men show up at her house and say, "Hey, we're looking for this child. Can you help us out? Do you want to come with us?" And she says, "Oh, no. I have way too much to do. And besides, morning is wiser than night." So they say, "Okay, well, come and join us if you want." So she kind of sits for a while and thinks, okay, maybe I should have gone with them. So then she kind of wanders out the next morning and asks people, "Have you seen this child? Have you seen this child?" And they say no. So I guess the story goes that she's still wandering around every Christmas looking for this mysterious child. And I decided that these two stories, they could be poems too, I guess, are related. So this is called Wiser Than Night. Strange, it's no longer an adventure. Her baby carrot sticks soften the road, and the lady with the dachshund wades through. Her stiletto boots force her feet into a ballerina's releve. The evening flies croon to the appearance of the moon, wait for the final mocking streetlight to dim. Babushka used to warn, morning is wiser than night. Her floral headscarf and sunken eyes made me believe, till she lost course and ate your fruits in the rain. And what about the children? The children! The lady's boot heel ruined their carrot and gravel stew. I also find that it's a lot easier to write if you kind of pretend that you're somebody else. Like some really famous badass poet like T.S. Eliot or William Carlos Williams. You kind of look at something in your room like maybe those dead flowers that didn't used to be dead, that your mom gave to you and you kind of just forgot about them. And for some reason it makes you feel alive, like pretending that you're T.S. Eliot or William Carlos Williams, which is ironic because they're both very dead. Especially T.S. Eliot, like he's deader than Pauly Shore's acting career. Anyway, I probably just ruined the poem for you. This last one is called Dissolve. The flowers had died months ago, but the vase was still perched on the counter. Before their decay, the water hadn't been changed in a week, and now it lay unperturbed by the dissolve of the flowers, hydrangeas I believe they were. I hardly remember the hydrangea's appearance. For all I know, I should say vase or vase, depending on whether I want to mimic T.S. Eliot or William Carlos Williams. If I were to tell that I used to rely on the tap water from the sink daily to prolong the flowers until an orange one dissipated into the garbage disposal and I unknowingly poisoned it with soap and chicken grease, then I should take up residence in Tennessee. But if I said that the lone hydrangea encouraged its fellow flora to welcome any desecration by liquid, then I should wander further east. Neither of these possibilities changed the fact that I ensured my flowers would ruin by leaving them in murky water.